It's so frustrating to hear one day that calories in and calories out is what matters, and then calories don't matter. Seriously, how do these doctors not know what they're talking about? I'm tired of this and don't see myself ever losing weight, all right? I sympathize and empathize. It's incredibly frustrating to hear so many different takes on the same topic. So let's dive right in and talk about this little post. This person is frustrated because they're trying to lose weight and they obviously have been stuck and they're trying to figure out, do calories matter? Should I be counting calories, or calories don't matter? And the answer is, it is complicated. It is nuanced. Health is always nuanced. Health care is complicated. Health is nuanced. And if we just make it about a beautiful, sexy headline, then unfortunately we're going to do a big disservice to the people who are struggling with these issues. So let's break down the topic of calories very briefly. Most of us are going to need a certain number of calories per hour to burn. So even if we're just laying completely flat on a bed, not moving, such as if we're comatose, we do have to give some calories to the patient for the 1 or 2 weeks that they might be, unfortunately, in a coma. Otherwise, their body will completely shut down. They will burn all of their calories and they will die. So we need to give them some calories every single day. Usually it's somewhere in the ballpark of 1,200 to 1,500 calories. And of course, it depends on the person. We would weigh them and we would see, is their weight increasing, is the weight staying the same, and based on their weight, assuming any kind of water loss and water gain, we would just dose the calories that way. The rest of us who are mostly moving around, talking as I'm doing in the camera and taking care of the kids, running after the grandkids and working in our jobs, we might have a slightly higher baseline, but you'd be actually impressed and surprised that it's not that much more. So instead of 1,200 to 1,500, it actually might be 1,500 to 1,700. So the baseline doesn't change that much, even accounting for daily activities. And yes, there is this other issue that many exercise scientists have with the calorie counter. So let's say you do an hour of boxing, you do an hour of treadmill, and the machine says that you just did 900 calories worth of exercise. Unfortunately, that is not accurate based on the scientific data that we have. It might be somewhere around 150 to 300 at best, but it won't be those great numbers that you're seeing on your device. The reason I'm saying all of this is because we have to calculate a certain amount of calories that come in and that go out. If we go to a country where food is scarce, unfortunately, those people who are not getting enough calories are constantly losing weight. And if we go to a country where food is very abundant, unfortunately, a lot of those people are increasing their weight. And so there is a factor of weight gain with the amount of calories that come in and calories that go out. In very extreme cases, when somebody's a professional athlete, they might need somewhere in the 4,000, 5,000 calories per day. But this is a very high level athlete, and on their off days, on their regular non-training days, their rest days, they're eating a very normal amount, somewhere in the 1,800 to 2,200 calorie range for an individual. And so they have figured out what to do to keep their weight balanced. And when an individual who wants to lose weight, they might have options such as, okay, I'm just going to fast, I'm not going to eat anything, or I'm going to eat a little bit less, or I'm going to change the things that I eat. Fortunately, all three of these categories have weight loss, but the category that has the highest weight loss is those who, and I'm talking about the category of people who not only have the weight loss, but they maintain it for a long time, are the people who generally either very slightly decrease the amount of calories on a daily basis, or they're replacing the calories with healthy foods instead of the unhealthy foods. So let's dive into that. For the same number of calories, if I'm eating nuts, eggs, yogurt, whole grains, if I'm eating the same number of calories of that versus Twinkies, burgers, and all the other amazing stuff, I'm much more likely to experience a better weight progression as opposed to eating the ultra-processed stuff. And it has a lot to do with the way those calories are absorbed, how much chewing I have to do with some of the high fiber stuff, how much digestion I have to do, and the blood sugar fluctuations. So calories in, calories out is nuanced because the calorie absorption of a certain food is just not the same. Counting only calories and dismissing what it is that we're actually eating kind of misses the big picture. Those individuals who try to severely restrict, so they actually do fasting, unfortunately the body will lower its metabolic burn rate. So if their base metabolic burn rate on every 24 hours is 1,500 calories, if you fast, your body's going to say, all right, well, we're going to use up a lot less calories, and it might drop it down to 12 or 1,300. So even though you're eating less, your body's also burning less. So that can sometimes sort of be antagonistic and resist and prevent you from achieving your weight goals. So what is the best way for you to approach this situation? I think with my patients and with my health coaching clients, we always focus on eating healthy foods, and we don't have anybody restrict anything. If you're hungry, you eat. However, if you're eating healthier stuff, if you're mostly making better choices, chances are you're going to keep going in the right direction. And we start slow and we introduce a little bit of activity and then some exercise. But restricting or decreasing the number of calories is often counterproductive. And getting most of your calories from the ultra-processed, unhealthy foods can also be counterproductive. So that is why it's nuanced, and that is why this poor person is having such a difficult time with it. Leave some comments below. Tell me what you guys are dealing with, how you're navigating this situation. What has been your weight loss journey? Take care, guys.